Okay, let's just jump right in. Do you ever feel like you're in a constant battle just to get your own thoughts in order? You've got all these amazing ideas swirling around, but trying to get them down on paper in some kind of structured way, it feels totally impossible. Well, we're going to dig into exactly why that happens, and here's a spoiler, it's probably not your fault.
I mean, does this sound familiar? Your thoughts just feel like they're all over the place. You've got these incredible ideas, but they never come out in a straight line, right? You find yourself jumping from one thing to a totally different one, following some invisible thread that honestly only makes sense to you. And then, the moment of truth. You try to get it all down on paper. You sit there, staring at that blinking cursor on a blank screen, and suddenly that beautiful web of thoughts in your head just feels like a tangled up mess. The structure, it's just gone.
But here's the wild part, isn't it? Because in your head, it's not a mess at all. It's this incredible network, this vibrant map of connected ideas where everything makes perfect sense to you. There's a logic there, even if it's invisible to everyone else.
So what happens after you struggle with this over and over? What's the go-to conclusion? You just tell yourself, I just need to be more organized, right? You start to think it's a personal failing, some kind of character flaw that you just have to fix. But what if that's not the problem? I mean, what if you've been diagnosing it all wrong? What if the issue isn't you or your level of organization at all? What if the real problem is the system you're trying to cram your ideas into?
Okay, let's just get this out of the way right now. That feeling of being scattered, of being disorganized, it is not your fault.
This is so important to understand. This is not about discipline, it's not about you being lazy, and it is absolutely 100% not about your capability. We've got to throw those ideas right in the trash.
So what's really going on here is actually pretty simple. You're trying to force a non-linear brain, your brain, into a linear system. You're trying to cram this beautiful, complex web of thoughts into a rigid, step-by-step box, and it's just never going to fit.
So let's break this down. It really comes down to this idea of linear versus web thinking. And once you get this difference, honestly, everything starts to click.
Okay, so look at this. On one side, you have traditional systems. They're all about step 1, step 2, step 3, super linear. But then, you have your brain. And for you, ideas don't go in a straight line. No way. They connect. They branch off. They evolve and change as you're thinking about them. It's this living, breathing web.
So you can probably see where this is going, right? When you try to take that incredible web of ideas and force it into a numbered list or some rigid outline way too early, you create all this friction.
And that friction, well, it just feels like confusion. It feels like being totally lost. It makes you feel like you don't even know what you're talking about, even though deep down, you know you do.
Let's actually give this a name. It's not really confusion, it's compression. You're literally trying to compress a living, evolving idea before it's fully baked. You're trying to stuff it into a box before it's even had a chance to breathe. Okay, so we've figured out the problem, we've even given it a name. So now what? How do we actually fix this? Let's talk about a system that's actually built for a brain like yours. The answer is actually incredibly simple. We're just going to flip the order. That's it. Instead of forcing structure on the idea first, we're going to let the idea come out first, in all its raw, messy glory. So here's how it works. It's 3 simple steps. First, open up an AI tool in voice mode. Second, and this is the most important part, just talk. Ramble about your idea for 5-10 minutes. No editing yourself, no judging, just let it all out. And then, step 3, you just ask the AI to organize it for you.
And boom, see what just happened? The structure shows up after the idea is already out in the world, not before. The structure now serves the idea instead of suffocating it. That little flip, it changes everything.
What this really means is that you're not forcing organization anymore. You're not trying to wrestle your thoughts into submission. Instead, you're just letting the organization emerge. It comes out naturally from your own thinking. It's a total game changer. Look, don't just take my word for any of this. I want you to actually try it. So let's talk about a super simple 5-minute experiment you can do, like right now. Seriously, that's it. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. It's such a small amount of time for something that could literally unlock a whole new way of thinking for you.
Okay, here's the plan. I want you to grab just one idea, any idea that's been bouncing around in your head. Open up voice mode on an AI tool and just talk it out for 5 minutes.
Remember, no judgment. And then just let the AI organize it.
And that's it. Your only job is to just notice the difference. Notice how it feels. Notice that all that friction we talked about is gone. Pay attention to that feeling of clarity when you see your own thoughts reflected back at you, all neat and organized. Because here's what this is all about. This is the big takeaway. If this little experiment works for you, it means you are never disorganized. You aren't lazy. You aren't incapable. You just needed a system that actually works the way you think.
I really hope this sheds some new light on your own brilliant way of thinking. And hey, if you're curious and you want to learn even more ways to work with your brain instead of fighting against it, go ahead and click the link in the bio.